Welcome to Hornbill TV's top stories of the week, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ngullie. Also, although my viewers' demographics are generally and largely senior youths and higher senior groups to my shows, if there are any Murgis watching this, hello Murgis and Murgas, I know what's been going on. The week's been really crazy in the news space, ladies and gentlemen. We recently found out that the Bangladesh Air Force was actually founded in 1971 in a place nobody would have imagined. Manipur. That's right. Also, happy Tokwe Mung to my people, the Lotha people, and everyone there. May we choose unity to be our special gift to ourselves from the festival this time. Elsewhere, of all the people in the world, the Chief Minister of Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal, has found himself in the radar of the Enforcement Directorate. Also, the Israel-Hamas war continues, ladies and gentlemen. Here are the top stories of the week. Israel's Prime Minister, Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu, on Monday rejected the calls for ceasefire with the Palestinian terrorist group Hamas. He has made it clear that Israel would not agree to a ceasefire in any way. He said just as the United States would not agree to a ceasefire after the bombing of the Pearl Harbor or after the terrorist attacks of 9/11, Israel will not agree to cessation of hostilities after the horrific attacks of October 7th on Israel. He called it a turning point for nations and said that it is time for everyone to decide if they are willing to fight for a future of hope and promise or surrender to tyranny and terror. The horrors that Hamas perpetrated on October 7th, Netanyahu said, is a reminder that people will not realize the promise of a better future unless the civilized world is willing to fight barbarians, because the barbarians are willing to fight the civilized people. The Enforcement Directorate of India has summoned Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal in connection with a Delhi excise policy case. Kejriwal was supposed to be questioned on November 2nd, ladies and gentlemen. Kejriwal was summoned by the Central Bureau of Investigation 2 earlier in April this year. Kejriwal has not been named as the accused in the FIR filed by the CBI on August 17, 2022 yet. But of course, knowing Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, he refused the summons. He skipped it and headed straight to Madhya Pradesh for an election rally. Kejriwal and Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann went off to Madhya Pradesh instead to address an election rally instead of responding to the ED summons, ladies and gentlemen. In a reply to the ED on his summons notice on October 30th, Kejriwal questioned its legality and demanded that the agency withdraw the notice. The AAP also accused the BJP of having political vendetta in this regard. The Manipur government has been given a green signal by the center to operate helicopter services from Impal International Airport to Dimapur in Nagaland via Liroching in Senapati district of Manipur. According to a press release issued by the Transport Director, Dr. Nivedita, the fare from Impal to Liroching, I think I'm getting the name right, Liroching and vice versa will be about 2,000 rupees, while from Liroching in Senapati to Dimapur and vice versa, the fare will be about 4,000 rupees. If you use an iPhone, chances are that you have spoken about shoes or clothes, after which your iPhone threw up ads, a lot of ads of the thing that you talked about, ladies and gentlemen. iPhone is always listening. It is always. But this one is a little bit different. Several political leaders in India have alleged that their Apple devices have been the victim of what they allege was hacking. The leaders allege that the government is behind the attempts to breach their devices, ladies and gentlemen. Opposition parties, members of parliaments, including the TMC's Mahua Moitra, the Shiv Sena's Priyanka Chaturvedi, the Congress Party Shashi Tharoor, the AMIM's Asauddin Owaisi, and the AAP's Raghav Chadha has shared screenshots sent by Apple warning them about state-sponsored attackers. That was what they called it, targeting their phones. The messages read that Apple believes you are being targeted by state-sponsored attackers who are trying to remotely compromise the iPhone associated with your Apple ID. That's what the message said. These attackers are likely targeting you individually because of who you are or what you do. That's what the Apple message stated in this regard. The MPs also took to X, the social media platform, to share screenshots of the message they received from Apple. The Congress MP Shashi Tharoor posted that he had verified and the authenticity of the messages have been confirmed. Following this, the Union Electronics and Information Technology Minister, Mr. Ashwini Vaishnaw, said that the government will investigate to get to the bottom of these notifications after massive outrage by opposition leaders over Apple's state-sponsored attackers alert. The center reportedly launched an investigation in this regard, ladies and gentlemen. The IT Secretary S. Krishnan also stated that the American company will cooperate in the probe. That's what they say. I definitely think this guy is the greatest of all times. Lionel Messi, one of the greatest footballers of all time, has won a record 8 Ballon d'Or. Messi, 36, succeeded Karim Benzema as winner of the prize, awarded on the back of his performances during the previous season. He inspired Argentina to glory at the World Cup in Qatar earlier. He led Argentina to a victory in Qatar that crowned his remarkable career, and now he's a world champion. The former Barcelona superstar scored about 7 times at the World Cup and was named the tournament's best player after Argentina beat France on penalties in the final in Doha. Suspected militants killed a Manipur police officer in Manipur's Moreh on Tuesday. Ladies and gentlemen, the subdivision police officer of Moreh was identified as Chingtham Anand Kumar succumbed to injury after militants ambushed a Moreh police team in Moreh's Ward 7 when the team was reportedly engaged in a cleanliness drive at a school. Reports say fresh firing took place at the Indo-Myanmar border town of Moreh between the state forces and suspected militants since morning. Anand Kumar was initially badly injured from a sniper bullet which shot him from behind. That's what the report said. He succumbed to injury at Moreh Hospital. He is said to be the only MPS officer who has died since the ethnic conflict broke out in the state of Manipur. Ladies and gentlemen, India's Union Minister Nitin Gadkari reviewed the progress of national highway projects in Nagaland recently, and he had this to say. The Nagaland government must formulate a land acquisition policy. The statement of the minister came after he was briefed by Nagaland's Deputy Chief Minister T.R. Jiliang about the progress and the problems faced by contractors in implementing some of the projects in the state. He was reportedly made to understand the problem of land issues where landowners demand unreasonably high compensations to allow projects to continue. The state government should come up with a state law within a couple of months to help resolve the issues, or the central government warned the ministry would be compelled to descope the portions where there are land issues. Further, the national highway would be compelled to be handed over to the state government in this regard. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are wondering what descope means, descope is practically a very nice way of saying, okay, we won't give importance to your roads, we're going to give it over to the state government in this regard. You won't get any funds, we won't take care of it, now you do it yourself. A Guwahati High Court bench on Wednesday allowed a writ petition by the Maneka Gandhi-led organization People for Animals and the India unit of the Human Society International challenging the Kohima bench of the High Court's June 2nd ruling against banning dog meat in Nagaland. Ladies and gentlemen, in its June 2nd verdict, a single judge bench had quashed and set aside the Nagaland state government's July 4, 2020 notification imposing a blanket ban on commercial import, trading of dogs and dog markets, as well as commercial sale of dog meat in markets and dine-in restaurants. You can expect an explainer soon about consuming dog meat in Nagaland, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching Hornbill TV, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ngullie. See you next time.